All right, everybody, thank you. Let's go ahead and get this Planning and Zoning Commission meeting started. So going to call this to order, and our first item is the citizens' general discussion. So is there anybody here who would like to bring up any general item of discussion that isn't directly related to any of the cases we're hearing tonight? All right, I'll go ahead and close the general discussion. The first item up is the consider approval of minutes from August 21st, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Brian, and that was Tyler. I'm restating for our new recording secretary. All those in favor of approving the minutes of August, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Next item, consider approval of minutes from September 3rd, 2024.
So moved.
Brian and
Second.
Tyler. All those in favor of approving the minutes from September 2024, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Now moving on to the regular agenda. Case number PP 2024-004, applicant Chris Taub, representing Southwestern Pigeon Road LLC, is requesting a preliminary plat of property located at 315 FM 2303, parcel R65090, being acres 3.020 A0520, Menifee Jarrett, and parcel R22587, being 91.830 acres of the A0520 of Menifee Jarrett, house and barn, to the city of Stephenville, Erath County, Texas. Mr. Killen.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Commissioners, I'm sure you all recall that we just recently passed a plan development for this property out on the north side of town. They are moving quickly. They have civil plan sets submitted. Those are well underway and under review. Comments being issued. The preliminary plat was included in that civil plan set, and so staff has reviewed the preliminary plat. A final plat will be submitted to the commission upon completion of the public improvements. There will not be a lot of public improvements for this project because it is primarily a single lot development, and everything interior to the lot is going to be private. So private roads, private water lines, private sewer lines. So really the only thing we have for public improvements will be the construction of a water line. The preliminary plat you'll see in your folder is a two-phase preliminary plat, and so phase one will be to the west side of the property, and then phase two will follow once they have the units developed. The access road coming into phase one will be constructed to allow for vertical construction. Vertical construction will not begin until obviously building permits are issued and the fire marshal is agreeable to the fire safety access and emergency personnel access to the phase two portion of the site. So with that, I want to make one other comment that we have 18 conditions listed. I wouldn't expect you to name all of those in your motion, but we are asking for a conditional approval of the plat subject to those conditions. And one last comment, they have with this latest submittal, I believe answered most if not all of those conditions, and I have not had a chance to verify that to date. So as soon as I verify with the conditional approval, the preliminary plat will thereby be approved. So be glad to answer any questions, and Mr. Toby is here tonight for anything that's questions also. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Commissioners, do you have any questions? Mr. Toby, I'm sorry I butchered your name. Do you have anything to add?
No, ma'am.
Okay. We'll go ahead and open a public hearing. Is there anybody here who wishes to speak in favor or against this preliminary plat? I'll go ahead and close the public hearing. Commissioners?
Make a motion to approve with conditions.
Second.
So that was Nick and James. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the preliminary plat with conditions noted, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? And note that Bonnie is abstaining. All right, moving on. Case number FP 2024-001, applicant Taylor Canute, representing Keewaydon Developments LLC, is requesting approval of a final plat for Phase 2 of the property located at Clark Lane, parcel R63366, acres 1.045, S2 630, Terraces of Clark Lane, Phase 1, Block 85, Lot 1 and 2A, PTS OF, City Edition, common areas and future development of the City of Stephenville, Erath County, Texas. Mr. Killen.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You likely recall that this property as well was before us not long ago for Phase 1 of Clark Lane. We authorized the final plat for Phase 1. He is now moving to bring Phase 2 to us for a final plat. Staff has reviewed the final plat, and we are asking for approval with conditions. And those conditions are listed again. I don't expect those to be read into record, but please reference that the approval is subject to the conditions. Final plat, there were some minor revisions from the preliminary plat, but those minor revisions, as stated, are minor and something that we can approve at a staff level. So with that, Madam Chair, I'd be glad to answer any questions, and I see that Mr. Taylor Canute and Mr. Malcolm Canute are both here, should you have any further questions. Thank you, ma'am.
Commissioners, any questions for Steve?
This is final plat, so it doesn't go to the council, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Canutes, either of you have anything you wish to add, or?
No.
All right, thank you. I will now open a public hearing. Is there anybody here who wishes to speak in favor or against this final plat? Close the public hearing. Commissioners?
I recommend approval of FP 2024-001
Second.
with the conditions.
And the second was Justin. Okay, Brian and Justin. All those in favor of approving this final plat with conditions, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Moving on. Okay, case number RZ 2024-011, applicant Matt Copeland, representing Barefoot Equity Partners LLC, is requesting a rezone for property located at 961 Clinton Street, being parcel R32222, S4400, Kite, Second Edition, Block 1 and 2, Lot 1B and 11B, City Edition, Block 99, Lot 1D of the City of Stephenville, Erath County, Texas, from R1, Single Family Residential, to R2.5, Integrated Housing District. Mr. Killen.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Copeland is requesting the rezone to allow the construction of a triplex unit. The R2.5 zoning allows for 2 to 4 family dwellings as a permitted use with a lot dimension of 75 by 100. This parcel meets those minimum lot dimensions for the intended use, and with that, Madam Chair, staff would recommend approval of the rezone.
Commissioners, any questions for Steve? Is Mr. Copeland here tonight?
I'm here for him.
Mr. Copeland, do you have anything you'd like to add regarding this rezone?
No, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. We'll go ahead and open a public hearing. Is there anybody here who wishes to speak in favor or against this rezone request?
I have a question.
Ma'am, please come up to the podium, state your name and address.
My name is Pam Wagers. I live at 1040 West Pecan Street. I got a letter about this because I'm within 200 feet. So I'm just curious as to what it is. I mean, it's a triplex, so it's like, kind of like a duplex, but it's going to be 3 homes.
Correct.
And that's all that's going to be there, is just those 3 little places? Okay, that's all I had. I just
You're good.
wanted to be sure that's what it was.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you so much. All right, anybody else wish to speak? All right, we'll go ahead.
Madam Chair, can we ask her to complete a speaker card before she?
Oh,
leaves?
yes, I think Jason's gonna get you a card. This just keeps it for our records. Thank you. All right, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing. Commissioners? We need a motion.
Make a motion to recommend approval of case number RZ 2024-011.
Second.
That is Nick and Bonnie. Any discussion?
This was similar to another one, if I remember right, that we had turned down, and it's kind of a spot zone situation.
It's been about 4 months that we do it.
Yeah.
But given our new
The new
comprehensive
usage,
plan, we
yeah.
really aren't spot zoning isn't an issue.
That's right.
Yeah.
If I may.
Steve, yeah.
Also, keep in mind that the R 2.5 zoning, when it was passed, it was passed with the understanding that it would always be a spot zone because we
Right.
didn't have a designated district for it. It was actually created and adopted for particular uses like this. So just
Okay.
want to make that reminder.
Can I ask one more question?
Public hearing has closed,
Okay.
but we've got the developer here, so you can talk to him after.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, commissioners, are we ready to vote? Okay, all those, the motion stands recommending to council approval of this rezone request. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, so that's unanimous. All right, and our final case is case number RZ 2024-012. Applicant David Brumfield, representing Gray House Rentals LLC, is requesting a rezone for property located at 727 Frey, being parcel R28766 of this S2300 Butler Edition, Block 2, Lot 9A of the City of Stephenville, Erath County, Texas, from R1, single-family residential, to R2, 1 and 2 family residential. Mr. Killen.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Brumfield is requesting to rezone because there's an existing home on the property that he wants to convert to a duplex. The requested zoning of R2 allows for single-family and two-family dwellings as permitted uses. The duplex-style housing will require a lot dimension of 75 by 100. This lot is a little short of that dimension requirement with only 60 foot of frontage on Fry Street. So if the rezone is approved, it will need to go to the Board of Adjustment for a variance for the reduced lot width. I have not met Mr. Brumfield, but I believe he may be, I see someone in the audience that I don't know, and that's not Mr. Brumfield, so sorry about that. So with that, Madam Chair, I'd be glad to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions for Steve?
Would parking be an issue on this property if it was rezoned?
With the depth, I don't believe so.
Very, very deep. Look at how big that is.
Yeah.
And with the new comprehensive plan, rear parking is actually strongly encouraged, so.
Okay,
I
so
think-
as long as we're enforcing that.
So plenty of depth to push the structure back,
Okay.
even if we allowed the parking in the front. It's not mandated that the parking go in the back, but it's going to be encouraged on future builds.
Okay.
If it went to the Board of Adjustments, would it change it for like anything upcoming or just this one in particular?
For this particular parcel, the variance would go with the property
Okay.
and not the ownership,
But it wouldn't change the law for future
only for this parcel.
or the, okay, all right.
Did you say that we like 75 feet and it's 69 feet?
It's 75 foot frontage requirement for a R2 lot duplex construction. It's only a 60 foot wide street frontage for this particular parcel.
And would this change be subject to the Board of Adjustments, or?
The rezone would be an independent revision or independent to the variance request.
Good. All right, I'll go ahead and, so no, Mr. Brumfield is not here tonight. Just checking. Go ahead and open a public hearing. Is there anybody here who wishes to speak in favor or against this rezone request? I'll close the public hearing. Commissioners?
I'll make the motion to approve case number,
To recommend to council?
or recommend to council approval of, is it RZ?
Yep.
RZ 2024-012. Second.
Okay, so that was Tyler and Nick. All those in favor of recommending to council approval of this rezone request, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, we need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right, thank you all for coming, ma'am. The developer's right over there, you can ask him whatever questions you have. Thank you for coming out tonight.
Thank you all.